Alright, third time's the charm. Welcome to another duel review. This one is from the Obelisk 3 bracket. Ch0pP and sdlkilla both lost their first round, and from here on out they will have to win out or be eliminated. So this is an elimination match. sdlkilla is probably the favorite going into this bracket, and Ch0pP very much not so. So I think most people would bet on sdlkilla to take down this one, but Ch0pP did win the rock paper scissors and has opened with a pretty good hand. And Ch0pP is no slouch himself. He plays a bit on ladder and has had a good ranking. Not quite sure where he's at right now, but has been in the top 20 or so at least, and has gotten to this obelisk bracket, which is not so easy. Have to first win a tournament out of 4 people, and then another tournament out of 4 people who won the previous type of tournament. Also did have a strong finish in the last GFC. No top 8 or anything, but not so far. So that was nice. Alright. So, winner of this bracket gets to go to Worlds, and there are 8 people in this bracket, so some quick maths. First win 1 in 4, then win 1 in 4, then 1 in 8. That means 1 in 28, I think. So that's definitely worthy of a Worlds invite. In these situations, I like to just set a ring pass. That's what Ch0pP is going to do. I'm not sure what is the correct line of play though. If you feel differently, please tell me. But I think this is just the most solid approach. Don't want to set 2 into a storm. Don't want to summon a monster in case it gets run over. After them using an MST. Here we trade. And here there's a bit of a communication error where Ch0pP decided to take another 1800 damage, implying the use of Ring of Destruction onto the summon of the Kaiku, which is obviously silly. We should have just gained 1800. I'm pretty sure that sdlkilla's intent was to use the premature burial in main phase 2, assuming that Ch0pP used the ring in battle phase, but I do not believe that was the case. Now that Ch0pP takes 1800, that is implying that we use the ring in main phase 1 and that sdlkilla is going to swing, so sdlkilla here is just going to say, okay, thank you for the 1800. So yeah, that's quite silly. Here we have the choice between trying to crash with a warrior or Kaiku, or to try and pop the premature with the dust tornadoes. Personally, I would set at least one dust tornado and the Sakura's armor alongside a Sasuke. I would probably set double dust tornado actually. Okay, this is fine of course. So we're going to Sakura's armor the Blade Knight. We're going to allow it. So this is an interesting point in the game. Do we dust tornado the premature or do we try to run the Kaiku over with our Blade Knight? Seeing as we can clear both the back rows, the only way it's not going to work out, because we have double Dust Tornado. Dust Tornado actually does have some text. Only way this is not going to work out is if we top deck a monster, but I think we should take that chance, because getting to run over the Kaiko for free is so much better. Ch0pP doesn't agree. So now I think we should just summon Blade Knight, set pass. Commits to trying to crash the Blade Knight instead. I don't know how we would be punished for just leaving our Blade Knight in a defensive position, or attack position, but not attacking. The only way I can see for them to punish that is Exile Force, and I'm not sure if he'll all that punished, if that's the case, seeing as we do have the Torrential. So yeah, not a fan of this. I would have held on to the Dust Tornado there, but this is obviously fine. Uses the Torrential. I'm not quite sure I like this, because this Azura Priest doesn't do anything against our monsters. We do have the Premature here, and all our monsters are going to have larger than 1800 attack points. And the Azura doesn't leave any field presence behind. So I think this might have been a mistake, because say we do summon a Kaiku, and we go for something like a Blade Knight, then I think we won't have the Torrential, because we can't beat the Blade Knight really, as of right now, but we can beat the Azure Priest. Yeah, it's marginal. So we have a game shot here with Kaiku plus Premature. I would not go for it, because their set card could be a Torrential. I don't think it's a Mirror Force, but it could still be Torrential. Ch0pP disagrees, and turns out it was a Nobleman of Crossout, and sdlkilla had no way of defending themselves. So we were on the play, we opened a Pot of Greed, our opponent did not open an Trinity, and they did open double Nobleman of Crossout in the Warrior Mirror. So naturally, we won. Gonna lead with the duo. Now we're going to go for the breaker. Here I would set Mirror Force and Book of Moon. I think this is worse. So whatever we do, if we set one card, we get blown out by a breaker. And by setting two cards, we can get blown out by a storm. But we do beat breaker if we set Mirror Force plus book, because we can book the breaker on summon and then Mirror Force the attack. Blind MSTs are Mirror Force. We use the Dust Tornado. Yeah, makes sense. So here we're in an awful spot. We can use book plus XL Force, so I guess we're one card ahead. So we're in a top deck war where we're one card ahead, but we're ahead on the normal zone. So we're slightly ahead. And we top deck Blade Knight, and from here it's smooth sailing. So it's looking to be an easy win. That was huge. This I don't like. Just run it over with Blade Knight. XL Force doesn't make much sense here, because we can set the Secret Stormer and get Blade Knight to 2000. So the only thing XL Force does in that scenario is push 1800 points, but XL Force is much more valuable than 1800 points, especially when there's Chaos Sorcerers that are live. So, nope. Summoning XL Force is, frankly put, very bad here. Because even if there is a Battle Trap, we can summon XL Force and Minfist too, so there's literally no reason to do it. Going to set the Sakurai Stormer, of course. Giant Trunade I do not like in the Warrior Mirror. It does too little. There are scenarios where it could be good, like when you go for game shots, but resources are going to be exchanged so fast that I don't think you can afford to have these do nothing cards. So I'm very surprised this card is in the deck at all. Now there's a Spirit Reaper, so our opponent can probably stall from here and put us in a tough spot. No, we top deck the Rota. So we've had a few good draws. So Rota can get the War later and then we can attack. This is weak against exactly Mirror Force. I think I could argue that we should use the Trunade here, but the Mirror Force is still going to be great in the future as well, so probably not. We just have to hope it's not there. And that's what Ch0pPR does and gets paid off. Not much to do here. And here we go. So we managed to trade off all the resources. I have put some thought into analyzing what other lines of play they had available to them with the breaker, but I couldn't find anything that was better than this. So yeah, unfortunate from sdlkilla's point of view. And we top deck the Pot of Greed. And the Pot of Greed finds the Rota, which is going to get us a Blade Knight. So yeah, here we just play the Trunid, and it's going to be game. And sdlkilla is going to admit defeat. Alright, so that was a great game. Uh, this bracket is still ongoing, and the Ch0pP is still playing. sdlkilla is eliminated. Very surprising. But this is Yu-Gi-Oh after all, and I think I would be lying if I didn't claim that Ch0pP drew better. With that said, I think Ch0pP played well. I think could have played a bit better, but nothing major. If you have like so many decisions in a match, eventually you're going to get some wrong. No one's perfect, and that's what makes this game so much fun. That no one plays perfectly, and at that point, the skill disparity shows. If everyone played like robots, then it would just be who drew better. It would all boil down to luck. So I think that's a natural necessity for a card game to be competitive, that people are not playing perfectly. Alright, so I did check with Ch0pP and they were okay with me posting this game, even though it might leak some information about their deck to their opposition. And sdlkilla is out of the tournament, so didn't bother checking with them, but I doubt that's any problems. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.